Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant... I've done an opening like this at least once before, I'm pretty sure on that. Interwebs! Ninja Turtle fan here, and I was excited when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants in Manhattan came out. Now, the question is if my excitement was for naught, or if this was actually an awesome game. So, good game, bad game, history lesson? Let's roll right into the review. And the story... First up, the story is, well, I know Bebop was in a bank robbing it. I know Rocksteady had something to do on the subway. Kai wasn't exactly back from the old ladies cartoon, but she's in there. Okay, I don't remember the story. It's that forgettable. And as a Ninja Turtles fan, okay, here's how much of a Ninja Turtles fan I am. Ha-ha! I kept my old Ninja Turtle cereal bowls. Unfortunately, my ex lost my Ninja Turtle figures, but I still got my cereal bowls, guys. And you know what? I've been a fan since the 80s. I've been watching every iteration they've come out with. Even the next mutation, which sucked. I've loved Ninja Turtles. The thing is, I've seen so many iterations, and this feels a lot like the old cartoon series. You really don't remember the episodes because we know Krang's in there, we know Shredder's in there, they're teaming up, doing something, and then it's gone. I mean, not for lack of presentation, because the cutscenes actually look decent, okay? If you take these cutscenes out and you actually put them into an animated series, similar to what they tried with Nickelodeon, you'd have something cool. But the problem is, though, is that the plot just didn't stick out. The way it was presented, you went through more level and not enough interim where you're getting fed information about what's going on. The plot wasn't the core point of this game. It actually was like an afterthought. Let's just throw something in there at the end. Let's just justify the fact that you're fighting Bebop here. Let's justify the fact that Wingnut's in there. Does anyone remember Wingnut? How about Slash? Let's just justify these. And they utterly failed to present the story in a meaningful manner. So, in that respect, I'm giving this game a 1 out of 5. Guys, if you're gonna give us a Ninja Turtles game, give us a story. I even remember Out of the Shadows, which I didn't like that game. And somebody asked me to do a re-review on it, so I'll have to do that at some point. But I didn't like it, but I remember the story. I remember more of what's going on there than I do in this one. This just seems like, hey, we've got a few episodes here. Let's just throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks. So what's a game without the gameplay? And the gameplay in this one is much better in some ways than Out of the Shadows. And in other ways, I kind of had some issues with it. So, the game lets you play as one of the 4 turtles. Duh, right? And in playing as one of the 4 turtles, each turtle has his strengths, has his weaknesses. Donnie's a little slower. Meanwhile, Raph is like the fastest. Things like that. Mikey's a little better at dodging. And so, they basically give you the turtles and say, okay, here you go. Here you go. Pick a turtle that fits your fighting style. What I like about this is it did away with the whole like rolling motions and stuff like that you had in TMNT Out of the Shadows. I mean, Out of the Shadows was decent for what it was, but even then, though, having to do these rolling motions in the middle of a fight, that wasn't great. What it did do, though, is it did give you, hey, hold some shoulder buttons, hold some triggers, and you have access to different move sets, including super moves, which you get a meter, you fill it up, and whenever you perform super moves, it takes chunks out of that meter. And the super moves are actually pretty sweet, because with the super moves, you get sometimes buffs, sometimes enhancements for your other characters. It's cool because, like, Mikey, if you do his cheerleader, he'll actually rah-rah and cause super meters to fill up faster for the other turtles. On the other hand, though, like Leo increases their offensive capabilities and so forth. So it's nice to see that they're actually having you with each turtle having a different purpose, using more than one turtle at once. The thing about it is, though, is that the turtles will level up. Typical RPG-esque. Everything's throwing in this level up mechanic now. It's no longer RPG-esque, so what are we talking about here? But in the level up mechanic, each turtle will grow in certain ways faster than others. So, as you gain movesets, like Mikey will get shurikens a little faster. Meanwhile, Donnie's going to have more powerful strikes right away. I think Raph gets the team-up attacks. They all grow differently, and so as you're leveling up your turtles, you're going to find those nuances. But if you really want a turtle to grow a certain way, and it's counter to what the game wants them to progress as, you can do it. It's not like it's beyond power, beyond possibilities. So I did from a gameplay standpoint, I did think this game was competent. Things that I would like to see next time. They do have you doing some parkourish stuff, some climbing of areas, and I know they're ninjas, but it felt amateurish. Assassin's Creed really did a great job. Even Prince of Persia, all those years ago, did great jobs of climbing mechanics and so forth. But from a gameplay standpoint, it's like they failed. It's like they failed to get it at this point. Another mechanic that I like, to some degree, is during game, if your other turtle buddies are knocked on their backs, if they run out of life, they get knocked on their backs, the game says, okay, revive him. And so you can go up while he's on his back, and you can flip him over, and that gets him back in the action. But if you leave him on his back too long, he's got to rest, he flips out of the game, and then it takes a little bit before he gets back in the game. So, yeah, okay. I understand what you're trying to do there. I'm not a huge fan of it. From a gameplay standpoint, I'm actually just going to give this a 2 out of 5. I mean, I think they could have done a lot better. In some ways, the fact that they took the rolling motions out, as opposed to Out of the Shadows, I think that was great. But the fact that they put some of these nuances in there, flip on the back and stuff like that, I think they could have done much better with those mechanics than what Out of the Shadows. Out of the Shadows just felt more responsive. It felt more like playing a Rocksteady's Batman Arkham series. It felt more like that versus if you're playing Ninja Turtles. I mean, Ninja Turtles, this one feels more like an arcade mash 'em up, an arcade beat 'em up. So I was a little disappointed there. Also, another mechanic I didn't like was the pizza eating. If all of your turtles are knocked out, you have to scarf pizza as fast as you can to get life back, which I didn't understand because it didn't seem to make a huge impact. So again, for gameplay, 2 out of 5. Alright, so let's talk about the modes in this game, and the modes are basically this. You've got your tutorial, you've got your story, and it's not quite what you hope for multiplayer. And multiplayer on this one is non-existent, okay? Even though they advertise it, it's not multiplayer in the way we'd hope for a Turtles game. Now, in TMNT Out of the Shadows, you could at least do 2 players local. And they were like, sweet, awesome. In this one, they're like, we don't want to hurt the frame rate. Let's not allow them to do local multiplayer. Online's great, but local multiplayer. And online, you gotta find people, create a room, let people pop in, pop out. It's like, no. I want to be able to play Ninja Turtles with my friends, my friends sitting here with me. Let's play Ninja Turtles. Oh yeah! I mean, come on, guys, come on. This is just, I can't believe they would actually omit it. That's such an integral part, especially since you look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade games. The arcade games thrived on multiplayer and were awesome. Why would you do this to us? But they omitted it, and so I'm actually very disappointed that they omitted that. So, given its lackluster approach, and even the fact that Out of the Shadows had an arcade game, you could actually walk your turtle up to an arcade game in the lair and rock that sucker. Now, it wasn't 4 players, I wish that would have been, but still, it was at least 2 players local. Overall, multiplayer is my biggest issue with this. It at least has story, at least has tutorial. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Story mode is competent, but you give us the tease of multiplayer, and no. I'm not going to double dip and give you guys a multiplayer segment on this one because there is none, but no, come on. You tease us with it, you don't fulfill. That's not cool. Not cool at all. Fun. How do I talk about the fun? Well, when the game first started out, I will give it this. I did enjoy it at first. Because at first it was basically, hey, you're doing the whole shindig, alright? You're going through, you're hacking stuff up. When I was first learning it, the first like 3-4 levels, it was cool. It was cool. I didn't like all the platforming and whatnot that they had, the climbing around. I did like the combat, but I certainly had an amount of fun with it that said, hey, this game could go somewhere. The problem is that after about the 3rd level, my interest in it dipped because it felt more of the same. You had me slogging through these levels just to unlock the next level, and it's not even a story. You could kind of hop around, do it in any order. So the fact that I was just slogging through, just like, that really bugged the crap out of me, especially for a Ninja Turtles game. And so overall, I mean, the novelty wore off too quick. This game is getting a 2 out of 5 for fun factor. If a game can't hold your attention, like think of Tetris, guys. Think of Tetris. How many people still go back and play Tetris? Okay? We've had people playing it on their phones or Pac-Man or whatever. Those are games that have a fun factor that people keep coming back to play. And like I said, at a certain point, I just got to where I'm doing the same thing over and over and over, and it just ceased. The novelty ceased. The game was no longer fun. I'm like, no, I want to move on. So from a family-friendly aspect, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a lot like the series. Now, in the 1980s, parent groups got up in arms and said, we gotta ban weapons, they can't be doing this! So, obviously, since they are ninjas, even though they're hero turtles in Europe, since they are ninjas, they are going to be using martial arts weapons, they're going to be using some ninja skills and stuff like that. You have issues with ninjutsu, you have issues with martial arts combat, you have issues with weapons. You obviously wouldn't want your kids playing it. Then on top of that, you're fighting mutants. You are mutants, you're fighting mutants, it's all that stuff. You probably wouldn't want your kids playing it. It's a lot like the Nickelodeon cartoon series. So, you know, if this was on, it'd probably get like a Y7 or something like that. Maybe a Y10 or something. But it's not horrible, it's just, I'd play this with my kids if it had a local multiplayer mode. But overall, the game itself, just, there's not a whole lot I could say that I really would be concerned about. Ninjutsu, plots to take over the world, stuff like that. Family friendly, this is getting a 4 out of 5. At least it's got that going for it. It still is something that you can play with your kids, have them watch. If your kids have a separate computer, I guess you could play it online with them, but that's another story. So with these scores combined, we're giving this game a 2.4 out of 5. Actually, we're just going to round it down to a 2. 2 out of 5. This game... Dare I do it. Yes! Shovel of Shame! Why the Shovel of Shame? Because this game sucked. Ninja Turtles is a great franchise. You have so much you can do with it. So many awesome stories. I mean, you've got the Exodus from New York. You've got the Mutant Invasion. You've got, oh my gosh, you've got so many good stories. The killing of Shredder, the revivification of Shredder, Shredder the Drug Lord. You've got so many different things you can do with it. they boiled this down into, like, if you would have made this a half-hour episode or like a 5-episode miniseries, people might have watched it. But given that it's a game, given that you want us to shell out $40 for it, I hope the price has gone down by now. But when I got it, it was $40. This was not worth it. There's so much more you can do with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. This is abysmal. I wish this never happened. So, any rate, Ninja Turtles. Like them? Love them? Gotta have them. Comments below as always, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Support link. If you decide to purchase this game or any other games, make your purchases through our support link. Helps us out quite a bit. And we look forward to seeing you next time with our next review. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, everything's upside down. Snap out of it. Let's go. You sure took your time. Sweet, cheesy motivation. Phew, thanks. I never... Hey, who turned the lights out? Pull yourself together. Took you longer to help me than I estimated.
Sorry, Earthlings, but all your base are belong to us.
Knock it off, Mike.
Sheesh. One little interdimensional invasion and everyone loses their sense of humor.